Okay, so, hi. I was just watching the Apple event that just happened around like 10 at September 12th, and basically, I know this was going to be inevitable because, people are just so fucking stupid and nah, because people are just so stubborn about this, but basically, I'm pretty disappointed about this Apple presentation, only because of like one thing that everyone's gonna talk about. It will never shut up throughout the rest of the whole many years to come, and that's basically the fact that iPhone 15, 15 Plus, Pro, and Pro Max now use USB-C, and honestly, I'm even more disappointed that the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max don't even have Thunderbolt support. The leakers have pretty much lied, saying that, oh, it may have potential Thunderbolt support on it, and there's probably going to be a few more colors. But no, we got titanium as the only color design for the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, and there is no Thunderbolt. It's just USB 3.1, and honestly, it's just really awful that, Apple is just being held at gunpoint by the stupid EU and their stupid laws just to make USB-C a forced requirement, or else Apple won't make any sales on their iPhones because I don't know who's the idiot monkey that thought this was a good idea. Like, come on, it's it's so unnecessary. I don't know why. It just really baffles me how corrupt and evil the EU, the European Union is. Then I just don't know, but honestly, it's really awful. Like, the only good thing from that presentation, the Apple event, I mean, is the Apple Watch. And even though they don't really have a green color on there, which I'm kind of bummed about, it's still pretty cool. You can just do like the double tap with your with your hands, and if you have like your watch on this one, for example, I have it right here, but yeah, basically, that's one of the coolest things ever. You can do double tap so that you can conveniently do quick actions without having to reach your finger onto the screen every time, or whatever. So, I mean, that's pretty cool and all, and it's also like carbon neutral, so that makes it eco friendly and all that. But what's not eco friendly is the fact that now we're gonna have like USB C cables flooded all over the world, and it's just going to be a disaster having to have like a pile of hundreds, if not thousands, of USB C cables lying all around the household, and it's just going to be a nightmare having to spend so much money to get even more USB C cables because people think it's just better this way when it's not. Whereas for like Lightning, which I prefer better for charging and whatnot, there's really not much because it's just one company only using Lightning, and that's Apple. Plus a few other third parties, but it's not as overwhelming as how many companies are now using USB C. So there's a fraction of you know companies using Lightning, so it's smaller than that. And I don't know, because honestly, I don't really want to deal with a USB C phone that could potentially cause damage or problems or anything like that, because not all USB C cables are made the same, because there's like 2.0, 3.0, 3.1 Gen 1 and Gen 2, 3.2 Gen 1 and Gen 2. And it's just a convoluted mess. There's even USB C cables that don't even do, transfer, but only charge, and then vice versa. It's just even more complex and confusing this way. I don't know why the EU thought this was a good idea. This is so dumb. I don't know. This is like the worst time we live in right now. It's just so pathetic that we live in a world where a bunch of idiots from another country think that this is ideal. And like, Apple doesn't deserve to be treated like this. They've been trying to push away from putting iPhones from USB C from iPhones because of potential problems that they could face, and consumers getting confused about why their cables won't work on the iPhone with USB-C and all that, and you know all that sort of stuff. It's just, oh my god. See, this is why I just don't really bother with USB-C anymore, because of the stupid EU law that is being forced out. And now, like, all the tech reviewers, all the consumers are just manipulated by the EU and just telling them, like, this is the best change ever. It's not. It's the worst change ever, and I am really disappointed. But yeah. I mean, the iPhone 15 did have some good stuff. There's a green iPhone 15 and iPhone 15 Plus, but I'm not going to buy it because I don't want to buy an iPhone with USB-C. No, I refuse to touch that thing. No. But they did have like a few things like the camera, the upgraded chip, even the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max has like an A17 Pro, which is pretty cool, and you can play like console level games and all that, and offer ultra high quality photos and all that. There's like too much to remember and miss because like I didn't really care at this point since USB-C was just brought up. But even the AirPods Pro 2 now has USB-C, and I think like other AirPods, like the AirPods Max and the original AirPods, are gonna follow suit with that, and I think that's gonna be even more disappointing. And it's just nah. I mean, at least the AirPods do have like MagSafe, like the AirPods Pro. I don't know about the original AirPods and the AirPods Max, but yeah, it's like I'm not even gonna touch anything that has UBC on it anymore. It's just disgusting if you ask me. I just I don't know. I just think this is like the dumbest thing. But like even with all these impressive additions with the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, they're not gonna care. They don't care about like, oh, you can game on the iPhone 15 Pro. You can even have an ultra powerful chip. Nah, they're going to care about the USB-C. That's all they're going to talk about for like 10 to 15 minutes out of their like 15 to 20-minute video on the iPhone 15, 15 Plus, 15 Pro, 15 Pro Max. They're never going to shut up about this, and it's just hard to make it recommended for everyone because they're going to shove USB-C every single second, and people are going to be discouraged by it that they just don't want to buy it, and because all these tech reviewers are just going to be shoving it down the throats all the time. It's like I just don't know anymore. It's like the EU is now ruining freaking technology nowadays with the force of USB-C on every device, including on Apple products like the iPad 10. I mean, it's a tablet. It's gotten USB-C last year. I mean, Apple didn't even like bring up USB-C on the iPad 10 for a reason. So I assume like it's really not that important or anything. It's like they already implemented USB-C on iPad Pro, iPad Air, and iPad Mini. Why do they need to bring it up every time on the iPad? And then we have like nitpicking tech channels just literally talking about it every time, and it's like I didn't come here to hear you talk about USB-C. I just came here to hear you talk about the freaking landscape camera and all the other additions. But like even then, it's just ridiculous. The iPad 10 has USB-C and it supports the freaking first gen Apple Pencil, which has Lightning, and you have to buy an adapter for it. It's like, why even put USB-C on an iPad if you're going to use the first gen Apple Pencil? It just makes no sense. I just don't get it. It's like, and what's even ridiculous is that speeds are slower on iPad's USB-C for some reason, and and I just assume like this is Apple's way of combating the EU to prove that they don't really want USB-C on their devices, so they're gonna implement slow speeds. So it's like, I don't know, it's just ridiculous. But I don't know. And then like the Apple TV 4K, the newest model we had last year, the only thing is the C remote. This is the one with the Lightning port. The new remote has USB-C, and I don't know why that's exciting. That's stupid, honestly. Like, they should have just put MagSafe on it. I would have been happy enough with it. That's the only thing everyone cared about. They don't care about like the new A15 chip and the HDR10 Plus and all the other things the Apple TV 4K had, including like the 128 gigabytes of storage. No, they just care about the Apple Siri remote having USB-C. That's all. It's like, oh, it's a 10 out of 10. No, it's not. It's just, oh my god. See, this is why USB-C is like ruining tech, and also the laws from the EU is also making this even worse. I just don't know why, because this is like one of the reasons why I just can't deal with, you know, with tech nowadays. Like, I switched to iPhone so I don't have to deal with, any more USB-C phones because of the forced EU law. And now look what we came across. Like, yeah, I don't know what else I want to say. It's like the iPhone 15, 15 Plus, Pro, Pro Max, they have some cool things, but people are still not going to give a shit about those because all they care about is USB-C. That's the only thing they all came here to see and talk about. Like, nothing. Nothing on anything cool, just USB-C. I'm tired of saying that so much. I never want to say it again, but I don't. I just hate saying USB-C so much. Talking about this, it's just so stupid. It's like I'm getting a huge headache from all of this, and it's not even funny. I'm just really really disappointed in like the tech community nowadays, and I think Apple just deserves better. Even though they sound really enthusiastic about this change, it's just no. It's like they were forced at gunpoint to put USB-C on their iPhone, or else they can't make money. So now we just gotta deal with it. And I refuse to move on from Lightning. I'm still gonna use my iPhone 13. I'm still gonna use the remote that I have for my Apple TV 4K. I'm still gonna use the AirPods that has the Lightning port. I'm still going to use almost any other Apple product that uses Lightning because I refuse to let Lightning to die. So, yeah, I just refuse to like let people tell me what to do. I ain't gonna be like, oh, you gotta use USB-C now. No, I ain't using USB-C because it is a piece of garbage cable connection and port, and I'm just not going to deal with this anymore. It's just literally the most disappointing change I've seen from the Apple event. And yeah, I don't care what people say about this. It's like I'm just not even going to like talk to them or whatever. It's like, nah. Like, if I had to give a rating on that presentation, a 2 out of 10. Like, too much USB-C. And I know, and I hate saying USB-C so much, and it's like, it's I'm going to like lose my mind over this. So it's like, nah. I just, it's like, if the iPhone 15 Pro, Pro Max had Thunderbolt support, then that would have been fine, but they didn't, which is why I'm making this video, because the iPhone 15 Pro, Pro Max doesn't have any Thunderbolt support, so that's a huge letdown in my opinion. So yeah, I'm entirely skipping the iPhone 15 lineup until either they put Thunderbolt on the iPhone 16 or 17 or whenever, or if they just make a portless iPhone where you can only rely on AirPlay to connect to your devices wirelessly and use MagSafe to charge it. I still think it's better, in my opinion, for charging. Because like I have like a MagSafe charger and the Belkin 3-in-1, and honestly, it's amazing. It doesn't use USB-C, at least. It uses like a proprietary power port to rely on more efficient power delivery and charging. So honestly, I'd rather have that than a USB-C cable that's just cheap and bland and inefficient. So yeah, I just can't deal with I can't trust any more devices that rely on USB-C. It's just unreliable to me, because like I just don't want to deal with like my devices getting all messed up. So like yeah, that's how I feel about this. I'm just not gonna like, buy an iPhone 15 because of this. It's just really really bad now, and I just refuse to like accept it and move on. I'm just not going to. So yeah, because I don't want to deal with any problem like this. So it's like, people, if you're gonna buy an iPhone 15, 15 Plus, Pro, Pro Max, that's fine. But just don't come crying to me if your battery turns into an explosive Samsung battery, because I ain't gonna like vent with you on that. So that's on you. So yeah. Anyways, I'm done rambling. I guess I'll see you next time and maybe provide another update if anything happens. Probably not. I don't know, but like whatever. Anyways, bye.